Uh, Hello, my
Hello, hello.
name is the Black Gypsy, and as you know me as something different from the military.
Oh yeah.
but my podcast, I am the Black Gypsy, and I do this podcast to actually help and really inspire others uh, to talk about life, astrology. It could be a event place, but at the end of the day, we s- stop and we evolve into a positive message at the end.
That sounds wonderful. And I do
So,
like that you do astrology. I'm a big fan of that. I've read a few books that convinced me how real it was.
ah, yeah, I actually had my mother. She was a astrologer. She was an astrologer. So I actually had a lot of
Mhm.
things already bestowed upon me because she already knew that okay, the stars are out there, they're real,
Mhm.
and they're gonna be uh something, you know, something special in the world, and they are very big today.
Oh yeah, people seem to be really into that sort of thing today.
Yes. So that's why I decided to create a podcast, which is called Gypsy Land.
That's cute.
So, hello, beautiful souls out there, listeners, everyone that are listening, current, future, present. Hello, everyone out there. I have my incredible guest here. I will let him introduce himself.
All right then. My name is Ephraim. I'm not only like an ex-military guy who was part of the submarine, so top secret clearance. That was good times. And, can't tell you about it, but yeah, I do a lot of other things nowadays. I might go back to the good times of, yes sir, no sir. But these days I'm a bit more eclectic in my fun and in my work. So without going into details, you'll see that I've got a lot of I'm involved in a lot of things. So I've seen a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff. Run into
So,
good people.
would you consider yourself to be a subject matter expert of life?
Oh, easily. What haven't I done? I've traveled the world, three different countries outside of the US, and I've traveled the US too.
And you have to not forget that that's very important that a lot of people haven't even gone out of the United States, haven't even gone out of South Carolina. So it's very important and very, which brings me to my next topic, being gracious for the things that we have done and for the things that, and for the people that we have become.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's something that you think about doing all the time or say you're going to do, but then it's something that's easy to forget because whenever we're faced with challenges, people focus on the things that are hardships or the problems that they don't have an answer for. It's hard to be grateful for things that happened in the past or situations that you got past and you didn't think you would, at least not after a while. Maybe at first you'll be like, wow, I can't believe things came together to make me successful. But because during the trial, You were thinking it was all over.
Right. So today, I feel that some people are not grateful enough because life is something to be grateful for.
Well, you wouldn't be wrong. I guess that's what people call entitlement. Whenever we feel like life needs to be better to us or gave us should give us more than we have. And so we're resenting that things aren't tilted in our favor. It's easy to feel that way. We say that certain types of people feel that way more than others, but I think we all can be a little guilty of entitlement.
Right. um so we have quite a show lined up. I just want to brief everyone out there what's lined up today. We will be talking about, I don't know if you know this, but psychic vampires,
Mm.
Leo and Virgo, friendship compatibility, and the things we're grateful for, which we've kind of already dived into that. Oh, goodness, excuse me. A positive thought to close the episode. And then finally, we'll just end the segment on gracism, a topic we could all use some enlightenment on, which I've just discovered today. Lots of you not. I just discovered this.
No.
So I was in class and I was in class and then my professor just started to talk about, you know what? I was in church Sunday morning and the sermon was gracism. And I was like, gracism? What do you mean? What is that?
A new word.
So I decided to do some research and do a podcast on it. And it kind of really reminds me of this podcast because this podcast is all about bringing the positivity out of everyone.
Always a plus.
So, segment one, let's do it. You ready to get started?
Oh, who isn't ready?
All right. So, psychic vampires. Sounds scary, but intriguing.
Sounds like it's in a book.
So, tell us, what exactly is a psychic vampire?
Mm.
Well, a psychic vampire aren't your traditional blood suckers, creatures of the night people. They're people who suck the emotional or psychic energy out of those around them.
Oh, oh,
They
I
leave
see.
you feeling drained and exhausted after interaction.
So you mean customers?
So it's very important to set boundaries with these energy drainers. You
Mhm.
can protect your aura by envisioning a white light around you or by carrying protective crystals like black tourmaline or
Hmm.
onyx with you. hmm
So is this something that you think they're doing on purpose, or do you think that this is something that some people are just doing because they aren't even aware they're doing it?
I feel that just the type of people that they are, the type of energies that they possess. People sleep with demons, you know.
Oh, I know. I tried it once. It
So
was scary. It, they're freaky.
so you just have to really I guess know how to identify what is a psychic vampire. And let's see here. How can we identify psychic vampires? Let me tell you.
Oh, I can already guess. They love to be a little controlling, and they think they're so
So,
clever.
well, while they don't suck blood like vampires, they suck energy, and you will be basically how to identify a psychic vampire. Well, it can be tricky, but these are few common traits: manipulative behaviors,
Yep,
a lack of
controlling.
empathy,
Oh yeah, they don't feel shit.
selfishness, and a
Always.
tendency to create drama.
That's exactly like a girlfriend.
They thrive on chaos because it gives them an opportunity to siphon energy from those around them. Very
Yeah,
interesting, right?
it is, and that's a really typical trait too in people. So I guess a lot of people have joined vampire team, but it's unfortunate. But it's easy to get into a relationship with someone like that because you think it sounds good at first, but once they've got their hooks in you, it's all about them, and you're always the problem until it sucks you dry, and then they cast away your corpse off to the side.
Mm. Well, yeah, that's the darker side of things. Unfortunately, that's life. Mm.
Hmm. Or
But
death in their case.
well, yeah, that's somebody's death. That's why I created this podcast to warn others of things as such.
Hmm.
So, segment two. Unless you have any other things to say about psychic vampires.
Oh man, I've got so much to say, but no, let's go on to segment two. We're gonna keep it PG for these kids.
Well, yeah, there are some kids listening, or there will be kids listening. So, um, but they haven't heard worse from
I know, right?
even their parents. I mean,
Oh gosh, some parents, I was like, you watch that mouth. Susie's listening.
you're hilarious.
I try.
So, segment two. I had a special request from one of my close best friends to do a segment on this.
Hmm.
So, Leo and Virgo, friendship compatibility. Let's see what they say. The cosmic dance between Leo and Virgo. The Black Gypsy, which is me. I hope you're listening because this one's got astrology written all over it.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Leo, ruled by the sun, is outgoing and loves the spotlight. Virgo, ruled by Mercury, is detailed and analytical. At first glance, they might seem like they're from two different planets, but that's where the magic happens. Virgo can help Leo with the details, while Leo brings excitement and zest to the Virgo's life. When both signs appreciate what the other brings to the table, it's a harmonious friendship.
Oh, I
I
like that.
believe I believe that too because that's one of my good friends, closest friends,
Hmm.
since 2006. You might have met him.
Oh, okay, so he is a guy. See, I run away from male Leos, but I like girl Leos. They're cool because I find
Mm,
that boys and girls take zodiac signs to different places. And when in my soulmate, with quotes, who I thought was everything, was a guy that was a Leo. And so
mm.
now I'm like, never again. The minute someone says they're a Leo and they're a guy, I go, well, you have a good day. And then I run away.
I'm like that with Aries.
Oh, yeah. Fire symbols. There's something else if they're not good ones for you.
See, my husband, he's a Cancer.
Oh, I love water symbols. I'm a Pisces, so
Well, of
we're the
course,
best.
yes.
We're the absolute best zodiacs around because we'll mold ourselves to whoever we're with, and we want you to be happy just like us. We're like dolphins.
But Virgos are very calm, cool, calm, and collective too. You know, we can be crazy at times, but
Hmm.
who can't be crazy at times? Everyone's a little crazy.
As long as they're interesting, they're a little crazy. Mhm.
You know. So, do you agree with what they talked about? What they said? Um,
It's hard to say just because I'm neither a Leo or a Virgo, so I don't feel like I have expertise in it. I do know about other zodiac signs, but I know more about Leo because I hate them now. So than anything, and I just like to avoid them. So I like to be like, as soon as somebody doesn't always introduce themselves and say, "Hi, my name's Katie, and I'm a Leo." So, I like to just pick up on the traits of a Leo and go, "Wait a second, are you a Leo?" And then they'll go, "How'd you know?" And then all they'll see is my outline just right in front of them, and they'll be like, "Where'd he go?" And
hmm.
I'll be like, "Yep, I left because you're a Leo."
Oh.
So it's funny, but Virgo, I'm definitely clueless on for the most part. So I like Virgos, but I don't know how many I've even met.
Yeah, we're probably pretty private and selective and secretive.
Hmm.
So
I think so.
we try to stay away from a lot of people.
I can't blame you there. People can be batshit.
Right.
Yeah,
So segment three,
there we go.
things we are grateful for. We basically already talked about this. Gratitude is the soul's medicine.
Hmm. Salve
S-
me.
Um,
Mhm.
so what are you grateful for today?
Money, that's something to be grateful for because we all need it, even if we don't think it can buy you happiness. Even though it does that pretty nicely, it's just that maybe it won't buy you all of your happiness. But if it can buy you 99%, I'll take that. What about you? What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for my husband.
Aww.
I'm grateful for him just being here with me through thick and thin. And because, sometimes I just am so moody, and he's the cancer.
And they can handle it though, at least, because they'll adjust to you. So that's a good fit. Cancer is one of my favorite water signs besides Pisces. I mean, Scorpios are great, but they get moody too. They'll fire up on you.
But it's crazy because Beyonce said it best. It's like us
Hmm.
Virgos, like I'm a train wreck in the morning. I'm a bitch in the afternoon. I think some of our best times are nighttime and the evening time. We love the when the sun goes down and just looking at the sunset. And but
Oh,
the morning time just feels like, oh my god, we got to do this again today.
duh, that's what I'm like in the mornings, and I'm just like, I want to be a vampire then, so I can go and
do
then
you know
like
that
run away.
do you know that song by Olivia Rodrigo, Vampire?
No, I've never heard of it. Is it good?
I'm gonna send it to you.
All right then. I'm looking forward to it.
It's I like it. I mean, I love it, and the video enhances the song. So
Oh, that's always fun. I like the sound of that.
right. So positive thought. I have a
Mhm.
positive thought. I always like to say, let me see, the energy you emit is the energy you attract. Be
Mm,
the light you want to see in others.
I like that. Yeah, it's a solid thought.
And then I do like a moment of silence or maybe a couple of other things. Let me see. What else could I do?
And the sky's the limit.
Right. I just love, being able to do different podcasts and talk to people, and it's just fun, and being subject matter experts at life, at love, at happiness sometimes. It's You just never know who you may encounter.
That's true. Get a different point of view in life. Find something that you never discovered before.
Do you have any remarks or thoughts that you would like to talk about?
Oh man, I don't know if the world's ready for me yet, but that's
So,
okay.
the next segment, I actually want to break it down. I want to start with your upbringing. What was your upbringing?
Oh my gosh. I don't know if you could call it that. My mother tried, but she had a self-esteem issue because her mother, when she was 6 years old, she was at a birthday party and she was running around and playing tag. And when she came around a corner, her mother said to a lady, when she got pregnant with my mom, she thought the devil sneezed on her. And that's how she got pregnant. And
Oh
so
my
she thought my mom was
goodness.
devil spawn.
Oh
So
my
that kind of
gosh.
shot her self-esteem and killed it ever since then. So it kind of made her not make the best decisions as a parent. She just wanted to be loved, but she never was convinced anyone would love her. So there was nothing you could ever do to make her feel happy.
What was her
So, yeah,
sign?
she's a Pisces also, but she's a different quadrant than me. So I didn't realize that actually matters. There's three quadrants for zodiacs.
Right. I call them, well, they're called decans.
Decans. Okay, that's see, everyone has a word for it.
Oh, my bad, my bad. Not decans. Those are like the quadrants or the decans through life.
Oh, okay, different kind
You're
of things.
talking about
Like the
the
actual zodiac
different
songs, like the
actual,
sides of them.
right. There's three
Exactly.
different types.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I'm like a type 2 and my mom's type 3. So she's a bit more prone to be sharp and a little more self-deprecating. And I kind of
Mm.
am more uplifting and self-empowered. So we kind of
Right.
were opposites. So I'd always want to crush things and be super strong before I hit rock bottom or something, but she would always start at rock bottom and want to lift
Mm.
everyone else up. But I'm like, you can't be the bad guy and want to make everything better because mom, that makes no sense. So we were all over the place, and she eventually just dumped me on my sister with my brother, said nothing, left. She comes back 2 years later, married, never told us, said, "You've got a new dad. Here's his name. It's going to be on your social security cards and everything. So you're going to have to start practicing learning it." And we're leaving today after 2 years of nothing, silence. And she was just like, surprised. And we were like, "You're serious?" And
Were
so we
you
moved. Oh, so my sister was in the Navy. She moved from Georgia. Well, she moved from San Diego, where we first met up with her, all the way to Mississippi, where she got restationed. And so we went across the country twice with her in the time that she was handling us. and then she was about to be shipped to Japan at the end when my mom finally showed up. So we didn't have to go move there. We did visit her, but we didn't move there. So that was a close call because I don't think I'd want to go to school in Japan. They're intense.
Mm.
So we went to high school in a place where we were the first black family to come there. And so that was even more interesting because
I
every,
loved it.
oh, really? Oh, man.
Well, when I was in China, I went to China
Hmm.
and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm going to China to teach.
Oh, to teach. That is different.
So I went to China and they all like loved me. They loved me for being me.
Hmm.
And I actually played the guitar.
Oh, really?
So my class was just to engage with the students and teach them about music.
That's really fun. And actually, when I went to Japan, we went to Yokosuka, which is 2 hours on the bullet train ride from Tokyo. So we got to go to Tokyo also because that thing is quick, quick, quick. I couldn't believe it.
I was just telling my husband and brother about
Hmm.
how fast those trains are out there.
Oh, isn't it almost like you're about to go back to the future? Like I'm ready for the thing to start, the flux capacitor to start switching and
Right.
lightening up and everything because it's that quick. And I absolutely loved it. But you're right. They are so polite. They were so nice. We had a great time. We were doing things that we never thought would be exciting, like just walking across the street. It
See,
was so many people. It was wild because we were laughing after we got to the other side and looking at it around, and there all these people were looking at us and they were smiling and nodding. And then we realized all of you are just crossing the street too over and over because there's just so many Japanese that it feels like a tidal wave is around you and you're riding it, but it's made of people instead of water. And
mm,
it's wild because you
hmm,
feel like you should be crushed, but it's not a wave. So it
very
was fun. And
interesting.
their video games are really fun too. They are such gamers.
Wow. Oh my goodness. That's really interesting.
Yeah, I think Asian countries are really interesting. They're nice, although in Japan, they let you know that they don't mind being racist. They are very polite about it. They will tell you you are not, you're at the best you could be as a second class citizen. You can't own land. It's very strange that when I saw black people who wanted to move there for their spouse because they literally tell them they are nothing, that they're not Japanese, so they can't be anything. And they're okay with it because they still have a better life than they would in America. It's like, what?
Well, a lot of people, a lot of black folk or African American folk in Japan are military. So
Exactly. They were all
I actually
military.
know someone that I went to school with. He's actually over there still.
Hmm.
And he married a Japanese
They got married.
girl,
Yep.
got two kids, and
Duh.
they are living the life.
They really are. And I always wonder how they manage it since, I mean, only the Japanese person can ever be anything or own anything, but they just don't mind. Like in America, if there was that disparity, somebody would be out on the street before long with the other person laughing and taking everything away from them. But they don't do that in Japan. So it's nice.
Well, in China, um, it was fun,
Hmm.
but I did encounter a, almost getting into a fight with four different Chinese men.
Oh, geez, how'd you do that?
I almost stole their taxi cab, I guess. Like, cause I was
Oh,
like a little tipsy, and I was like, "Ooh, taxi cab." So then I just was like, "Ooh, a taxi cab," and then they were like, "No, that's our cab." So they tried to take me out of the cab, and I was like, "Move, get up, get away from me!"
Oh, Jesus.
And then I had an umbrella, and I was like,
Ninja style.
and then I just ran into the taxi, and it was like, "Go, go, let's just go."
Oh, did he actually go?
He did go. He's like, "Oh
Oh my
Lord."
God. You really stole that shit. Oh my
I
God.
had no idea, but then I was like, I'm in a dangerous situation, so I need to
Hmm.
figure out what to do.
Oh, so you kind of like sobered up then?
Yes.
I guess
But then I
that'll
went
do
back home and got drunk some more.
it. Why not? Soothe away those problems.
But it was fun though. It was
Sounds
really
fun.
fun. Looking back at it, if it
Hmm.
happened anything, if it happened differently, then I probably would be like, "Oh my God, I ended up in prison."
It takes a lot for them to want to arrest Americans. It's like, oh, especially if you were in the military, because they know that sometimes we just don't get things. And so at least that wouldn't have happened. I doubt it. You would have had to have done something really bad. Because honestly, Asians are really polite. Like they're a little soft. There have been times where things have gotten aggressive and they back up really fast. So, especially compared to black people, we'll just instinctually resist. So normally they'll give up before we will.
Like,
So I think you'd be okay.
right. Like, I actually had three of them try to come at me.
And you would think three of anything would be enough to take us down, but no, not if they're Asian. They're just too polite, even when they're ready to fight you.
Right. So, what else is going on? Let me see. Oh, let me tell you what happened though.
Hmm.
So, in this is in my book actually.
Oh,
Um,
book.
in 20, I want to say 2016, I was supposed to go to China, Beijing.
Hmm.
I just finished getting my tussle or or my TESOL. You know what that is, right?
Hmm.
Do you know what that is?
No, I've never done it myself, but I've heard of other people getting it. So yeah, explain, explain.
So basically, it's a certification that certifies you to teach English to speakers of other languages.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they do something like that for Japanese teachers, would because they don't want them to know any Japanese. They just want them to speak to the Japanese kids in English. And I'm like, geez, if you tried that in America, people would be like, parents would have a fit.
Well, you're right. You're absolutely right. But they tried that with the Spanish teachers coming in and only
Mm.
talking Spanish, remember?
Oh gosh, see, I never took Spanish class, so I didn't know. I took
Oh.
French because I wanted to be classy and speak parler français.
Do you know little French? French?
Oh, oui. I went to oui, très bien. I went to Canada in Montreal, and they speak French there, so I got to keep up with it, and it was fun because the
Mm.
Canadian men are really hot, honestly. Oh my God, it was popular. All my friends were like, if you don't kick some of those guys out so that we can have sex too, I'm gonna be real mad. And I'm like, well, you better start getting mad because
Hmm.
I am everything up here. Bye.
Well, hey, you have to do what you got to do,
Or who you gotta
and
do.
right. Well, I guess if you want to say it like
Like
that.
that. Ah!
And okay, so back to the story.
Hmm.
I was about to go to China, and they told me we don't know what the kids are going to do. They might look at you and cry because of your skin.
They were really blunt.
So I was like, so I just freaked out. I took 32 sleeping pills
No.
and was like, you know what? I'm about to just kill myself and just end it all.
Oh my.
So I took 32 sleeping pills,
I bet you
and
found out that
I
doesn't work.
woke up 3 days later.
Ah!
I was in like hell or purgatory, but it wasn't the type of
Mm-hmm.
place that you thought it would be. It
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't, maybe I wasn't in hell, but I was like in the middle place, I guess. I don't know what it's called, but
Mm-hmm.
it was dark and it was just crazy because I
Mm.
could see myself like I was a ghost. So
Oh, like a third person view?
yeah, well,
Oh
a
my
second person.
God.
Hmm.
I
I,
see what you mean. Like, I mean, like a third person view, like in a game where you're looking down at yourself. I've done that before,
and
although
I
yeah,
well, and then I tried to touch myself in the mirror, and I
and you
couldn't touch
can't.
myself.
You can't because it's a
So,
weird. I know what you mean. I'll tell you about it.
and then I saw a white light and
Mm-hmm.
a voice that spoke within sight. No, it's not your time. No, not tonight. And I was
No.
like, God dang it! Are you
Shouldn't we?
really like? I was
Mad.
so mad.
You put some effort into that, right?
Right, because I played my favorite
Ah!
songs before I was supposed to, be away from this earth or from this place
When you want to go
because I
out,
wanted to go
yeah,
to the spiritual world.
and be like all set and be like, I had a nice
Yeah.
funeral for myself. Oh my God, you sound like me. I would totally do that. I'd be like, I had flowers. There were boys. They
Shoot.
cried.
I was drinking and was like, "Yep, I am so happy. I'm doing the best things I want to do: dance, drink,
That's
and
right.
smoke."
And
I
it's
I
goodbye.
was really like living my
Oh,
life,
I
so
love
I
that.
was ready. But my point is, I guess
Hmm.
the universe wasn't ready for me to go.
You'd be surprised because God, I know what you mean. I remember a friend who wanted to commit suicide, and he said God told him that if he did commit suicide, all the bad things that he thinks he's escaping, what he's going to go to is something worse.
Mm.
And you don't want to find out what that worse is. So don't do it. And then he woke up and he was like, because he was going to throw himself off a building.
Mm.
And he passed out as soon as, like, he fainted as soon as he was throwing himself. So he didn't quite make it. He was like dangling off the edge and he woke up hanging and
Oh
was like,
my
and
goodness.
he realized that it's not time to go. And I was like, because he's like, God saved him somehow by making him pass out.
Oh my
So,
goodness. This is so
yeah,
interesting. And the podcast is also about like mental health and stuff as well. Because, I'm on medication. I have to be on
mm,
medication because people is crazy. They drive you
yeah,
crazy and the world is bad sometimes. That's why I
mm,
formed a positive podcast.
that's a plus because nothing wrong with a little medication. I found out when I was in the hospital that I'm bipolar. I was like, oh wow, this whole time? I was like, I thought bipolar people swore all the time. They're like, don't you swear all the time? And I'm like, I do swear all the time. Oh, well, but I'm a nice swearer. I'm funny.
I'm bipolar too.
Oh, no way.
So I actually say it in a couple of my songs.
That's cool. It's, at first I was like, he was like, don't be afraid of stigma. And I was like, people should be afraid of me. I'm not afraid of the
Okay.
stigma. So
Right.
I'll say I'm
But guess
bipolar
what?
and they can
They
do
are
whatever.
afraid of us. You
They
saw what
are.
happened to the person um that was had mental health disorders and he
Well,
shot
right.
all those people.
Well, I'm not that crazy, thank God. Like a
Right.
psycho.
But see, that's the stigma that is going to be with us. If we say we got PTSD or bipolar from being from our childhoods, they're gonna be like, "Oh goodness, they're gonna
Right.
shoot up somebody." But guess
Right.
what? The world's gonna know, and the world and whoever's that's watching and listening to this is gonna know that it's okay to have a mental health disorder. Okay,
Right.
nobody's perfect. You know, nobody's perfect, and nobody's gonna be the same.
Right. Unless you're me, then perfection is just inevitable. So I'm sorry, but that's my fault right there, being perfect. So I guess even though when you're perfect, you're not perfect because everyone else isn't perfect. So I'm not gonna say I'm better than you. No. But you can say it to me.
Are you drunk?
I wish. I wish I was, but I don't drink at all, so
Oh,
yeah, not for me. I'm like, oh, alcohol, it burns.
oh, it feels good to me.
The burn feels good. I guess hell burns too, but I don't think I'm gonna say that feels good either.
I wonder, should I smoke my cigarette on camera or what?
You're gonna influence the children.
I know it sucks. And then I won't get any good sponsorships.
They'll be
It's like,
like,
oh
he's a
goodness,
delinquent.
right? Like it's ridiculous.
And they'll be like, and we're not saying that just because he's black either. And then where will you be?
Right. So so when you found out about about your disability or your disorder, I won't say
Mhm.
disability, but it's a condition that you actually know about. A lot of
Yeah,
people
yeah.
have conditions and are not even aware of their conditions.
Right, I wasn't aware actually. I only found out because I got admitted into a hospital because I was about to die. And so a doctor finally told me, you were 3 days. He didn't even want to tell me, he told my mom. He was like, your son was 3 days from dying because he had a bacterial infection that was
Mm.
going up his spine and literally eating his brain. And he's bipolar, by the way. And so, oh, so I was bipolar this whole time, and they
Oh my
finally gave me medication for
god.
it,
What
and
what
it
are
was
you
crazy.
on?
Oh, so it's called Abilify. It's a very rare new
It's
medication.
good though. I
It's
used to be
good.
on that.
Yeah, one pill a day. That's all I need.
See, now things got a little bit tougher. So
Mm.
I'm on what am I on? Um sertraline and that other one.
Oh, just two? Okay, that's not too bad. Unless
Yeah,
they're big.
just two. One of them's kind of big and the other one's small.
Oh, good, because Abilify I love because it's tiny.
No,
I'm
it's
like, I
real
don't need
tiny. Yeah,
water.
it's small.
So tiny. I was like, oh, I don't need even need water with this. Okay, I'll take it.
That's what I used to love when I used to be on Abilify is the
Right?
fact that I didn't need any water. Um, I just take it and be like,
I know
oh,
it's a crumb. Exactly. You'll
and
know
it
you'll
tastes like
be okay.
sugar.
It was good. I know. I like it. He says, he's like, don't get too comfortable and then stop taking it because you think you don't need it anymore. And I'm like, oh no, I'm crazy. I know I need something to help me.
Right. But guess what? You're not
Mm.
alone. That's why we have this podcast for us. I want you to be another guest. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
to make another appearance.
Oh, absolutely. I'll be around. You can't kick this crazy out of town.
So tell me what landed you in the hospital. Because I told you what landed me in the hospital. And that's where I found
Oh,
music therapy.
that's pretty sweet. Oh man, I don't think my story's, good for radio.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's just too dark, too dark. It's just a very sad, wild tale of scandal and other things. And while it was quite entertaining in person, I do feel bad that a few people might have been emotionally scarred by me
Mm,
needing help and
mm,
haven't quite gotten over it yet. So if they hear this, they'll have flashbacks or have trauma or something going, "Oh my God, the heathen, he's still around." And I'll be like, "Yeah, I mean, they know I'm still alive, but I bet they wish I wasn't." Sucks for them.
hmm.
But I'm here, so yeah, I won't bore you with the
Right.
details.
That's the positive is that you are here and you are alive today and we'll talk on a more personal level off a
Definitely.
camera because this is being recorded.
Definitely. And then you can hear the story then, and you'll be like, "That's crazy." And I'm like, "That's what I said."
Then I might be like, "Well, I'm glad you didn't tell that on air."
You're telling me. But anyways, I
What
guess
are you
this is
gonna
the end, huh?
do for the rest of the day?
Oh, well, if it was brighter out, I'd go out and I'd make a scene. Because then there'd be people around to be like, "Oh my goodness, what is this show that's happening?" And I'll be like, "Yes, come and watch me. Come and watch me.
Mm,
It's fun." But since it is kind of dreary, I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll just pick something out to wear when it gets sunny again.
mm.
What
Well,
about you?
take Well, I have to get started on making sure all my songs are copywritten.
Mm,
Um, and then I also have to make sure that I can upload my music videos now to Vivo.
that'll be good.
And I also have to make sure every song is on ASCAP.
All right, 'cause you gotta cover
Every
your back.
Everything's not going to get done today,
No,
obviously.
that's a lot.
But those are some
Hmm.
of the things I got to get done.
Well, I definitely wish you the best on that. I always hate doing, well, essentially paperwork because I feel like it takes forever.
Right. Well, what is your name that you like to be represented by?
Oh, I always say the people who need to know that already know it. Dun, dun, dun. No, I don't really have a name. I don't ever want to be famous. I just want to be infamous. So I just keep it a little vague so that nobody attaches anything to me. I've got a few things out there. Sometimes Black Ice will come up or the Gay Blade, like Zorro, the Gay Blade. People forget
So
that that's what his name was.
so I wouldn't be able to tag you in on this show.
Oh, maybe if you've got Facebook,
I
you can
do
always.
have Facebook.
Oh,
S-
okay, yeah. Just
You
look for
I mean
Ephraim.
we talk on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just tag me there.
Okay.
Cool,
Well,
cool.
do you have any other things that you want to say?
Hey, nothing special. Just we'll catch you on the flip side.
Till next time, and bring fun and a positive thought to everyone that you may merrily meet.
That's what I always do. Make everyone's lives better place. Unless they instead run away screaming, and then I go, "Oh, well, one person got set on fire. It happens." Oh my gosh, as my ex said, it could happen to anybody. And I'm just like, no, that could not just happen to anybody. he was such a loser. Anyway, before I
Positive
get angry.
thoughts,
That's
remember.
right. Positivity. Woo.
But you don't be, fake. If you need to vent and talk
Right.
it out, I'm here. We could do a
Oh,
session and you could vent.
thank you. I do like that your stance on it. Positivity and real diamonds only. None of that fake stuff.
Right.
I'm
You
classy.
know?
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Well, all right. And thank you for joining the show and being a part of the podcast,
My
Gypsy Land.
pleasure. I hope people will
Hopefully,
appreciate it.
hopefully next time we will talk next time.
Oh, absolutely. You'll see me again, and the rest of them will hear me again. So, bye for now.
All right. All right, guys. That was Ephraim. We went in the military around the same time, but not the same place. I went in South Carolina and he went, I think, Connecticut, something like that. But that's one of my good friends. He's from the military friend. But I just want to let everyone know out there that never give up, always chase your dreams, and never lose focus. And if you have any other questions or concerns that you would like to address, please feel free to inbox me. I will be listening. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm almost everywhere. Well, till next time, everyone, don't forget to bring happiness or a positive thought to everyone that you may merrily meet each and every single day. It's been the Black Gypsy, and you've tuned into Gypsy Land. Peace.